Hello friends, welcome in Rayat Shikshan Sanstha's ROSE project, that is Rayat Online School Education. Today we'll start grammar. In grammar, I will give you information about direct and indirect speech, which is also known as reported speech or indirect narration. This is Mr. Sontake JD from Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara. Friends, let's see the definition of direct speech. When speaker's words are written in double inverted commas, that is known as direct speech. In direct speech, we can use the speaker's words and they are written in double inverted commas. Indirect speech. When speaker's words are written without inverted commas and changed or modified in our words, that is known as indirect speech. In indirect speech, we can use reporting verbs like said, told, answer, explain, mention, promise, reply, suggest, warn, etc. Now we'll see common changes in reported speech. Let's start from tenses. Changes in tenses. DS stands for direct speech. IS stands for indirect speech. Simple present tense turns into simple past. For example, if a verb go, so it should be turned into simple past, that is went. If it is see, it turns into saw. If it is write, should be turned into wrote. That way, simple past turns into past perfect. That is, if it is go, as I told you, present go turns into simple past, and simple past go turns into simple past went, and simple past, that is went, turns into past perfect, that is had gone. Then if it is wrote, it should be had written. If it is saw, it should be had seen. Or simple past tense, that is, for example, if it is wrote, it can be kept as it is, that is wrote. Present continuous turns into past continuous, that is I am writing, so should be turned into he was writing. Present perfect turns into past perfect, that is has written, should be turned into had written. Present perfect continuous turns into past perfect continuous, that is has been writing, should be turned into had been writing. That way. Now we'll see changes in pronouns. DS, IS. Direct speech, indirect speech. In direct speech, if it is I, should be turned into he, she. If it is we, should be turned into they. I turns into he, she. That is, if that is boy, speaker is boy, we have to take he. If it is a girl, we have to take she. Plural, we, should be turned into they. You singular turns into he, she as subject, him, her as object. Now friends, I'll explain this. You functions in two ways. For example, you are a good student. I am talking to a boy that you are a good student, and here you functions as subject. Because if I ask question to that are, which question? Who is a good student? So answer we get is you. That's why it is at subject place. And if I say you are I will give you a gift. Here this you functions as object, because if I ask question, I will give whom we answer we get is you, which is at object place. In the same way, plural. You plural turns into they or them. Your singular changes into his or her. Your plural turns into their. Our changes to their. Ours, that is said, is turned into theirs. Yours singular turns into his or hers. Your plural turns into theirs. Me changes into him, her. My changes into his, her. Mine changes into his, hers. Us changes into them. Now we'll see changes in helping verbs. Am changes to was, and in the bracket it is given is. Now whatever is given in the bracket, it is for exceptional rule, which is given in next slide separately. Am changes to was, and in bracket it is. So when will we use changes from brackets? If reporting verb is from present tense, we have to write or we have to keep the tense as it is. We should not change tense, but other changes take place. That's why for that rule which is there in exception, that if reporting verb is from present tense, we shouldn't change tense. For that rule, things are here, changes are given in bracket. Now is changes to was, are changes into were or was, in bracket is are. Has changes to had, in bracket has. Have changes to had, in bracket have, has. Don't changes into didn't. Doesn't changes into didn't. Didn't changes into hadn't plus main verb third. Can changes to could. Will changes into would. Shall changes into would or should. May changes into might. And the modal auxiliaries like must, would, could, should, might, need to, had to, ought to, used to, they remain as they are. So no change takes place in indirect speech. Now we'll see changes in place, time, day, etc. DS, IS. This changes into that. This changes into those. Here changes into there. Today changes into that day. Tomorrow changes into the next day. Yesterday changes into the previous day or the day before. Now changes into then. Ago changes into before. Now I have given here in this slide types of sentences to be turned into indirect speech. Even columns are provided for your information. Friends, see them thoroughly, study them well. Types of sentence. For example, suppose assertive. A reporting verb is said. If reporting verb is said, it remains same. If reporting verb is said to, it should be turned into told. If reporting verb is said, it can be turned into told with a different rule. It is given, everything is given in next slides. Now say, which is present tense, as I told you, this comes under exceptional case. If reporting verb is present say, so it should be kept say. If reporting verb is says to, it should be turned into tells. But see, we haven't changed tense here. Now there is one exceptional rule. Though reporting verb is said or said to, it can be turned into said or told. This also comes under the exceptional rule. I'll elaborate this in next slide. And in assertive sentence, conjunction used is that. Next type of sentence is interrogative sentence. In interrogative, we have two types, WH question and verbal question. In WH question, reporting verb said or said to turns into asked, and conjunction we take is the same WH word. In verbal question, which is also known as yes-no type question, their reporting verb said or said to turns into asked, and conjunction we take is if or whether. Next type is imperative type of sentence. In that also we have positive order or negative order. For example, suppose positive order, come here. Now this is positive order. Negative order, suppose, don't talk in the class. Now this is negative order. An imperative sentence contains requests also, orders also, commands as we call them. So their reporting verb should be taken as ordered, commanded, requested, want, told, asked also can be taken. And conjunction we take is to. And if it is negative order, reporting verb can be taken as above in the sense ordered, commanded. If it is request, for example, the word please is there in the sentence, we have to remove or cut that word please, and reporting verb instead of said or said to, we have to take requested. And conjunction we take is not to. Exclamatory sentence. A reporting verb said or said to here turns into, if it is praise, we have to write exclaimed with praise. If it is sorrow, we have to write instead of that said or said to, we have to write exclaimed with sorrow. If it is happiness, we can write exclaimed with happiness. Or if it is regret, that is repent, we have to say exclaimed with regret. And conjunction we take is that. In optative sentence, instead of said or said to, we have to take reporting verb suggested, and conjunction we take is that they should. Now friends, we'll study sentence and how to turn that sentence into indirect speech. Let's start from assertive sentence and its rules. First one, if reporting verb is said, it remains said. And in assertive sentence, conjunction we have to take is that. See, I have written here conjunction that should be taken. Example, he said, this towel is wet. Answer is, he said. Now as this rule explains everything, reporting verb is said. So I have taken here said. Conjunction that. Conjunction means to join the connector, we can say. Here two sentences are there, friends. See, he said, it is one sentence. This towel is wet, it is another sentence. We have to conjunct that is we have to join the sentence. So connector we have used is that. He said that, and this towel, now this turns into that. So this way, there we can see that and that. Towel, okay, is turns into was. Wet, wet, that way. So final answer is, he said that towel was wet. So simple past tense, said, we have written said, is simple present, we have turned into was. As per the rule, as per the changes, we have to solve the sentence. First thing we have to do when we go for indirect speech is to read the sentence carefully, then decide the type and changes. Next rule, if reporting verb is said to, it turns into told. See, the example is there. He said to him, you are my best friend. Now here reporter is he, reporting verb is said to, him is reported to, and into the double inverted comma we have direct speech. Let's solve the sentence. Now he, as we have taken here, said to turns into told, him as it is, conjunction that. Now you are my best friend. Now this you functions here as subject and stands for singular him. That's why we have to remember changes from you singular as we studied earlier. You singular changes are he, she, him, her. Now as this you is subject, so we have to take, and this you stands for him, that's why we have to take he. are changes into were or was. But after he, we write was. That's why was. I have written here. He was. My changes to his, her. Now here speaker is a boy. That's why I have taken his. Best friend as it is. Now next rule, friends. Though reporting verb is said, but sentence in the inverted comma refers or addresses to somebody, then said turns into told, and that referred person should be taken out of inverted comma, and then indirect is done. For example, see friends, now you should know, I told you earlier that when we go for indirect, we should not directly start, but we have to read the sentence carefully first. So that, see here, as I have given, he said, Rohan, I will help you in your need. Now, as you see here said, so you should not take said as it is down, but you have to read the sentence as this rule says. Though reporting verb is said, but if it refers to somebody, for example, I will help you in your need. This sentence refers to Rohan. That's why Rohan should be taken out of inverted comma as this rule explains. Then we have to go for answer. He said turns into told. Rohan should be out of inverted comma. Conjunction that. Now I turns into he. Will changes into would. Help. After model auxiliary there should be a me first. That's why help. You is at object place and singular. That's why you stands for Rohan. That's why his, him. He told Rohan that he would help in his need. That way should be our answer. Now she said, I am writing my homework, mummy. She said turns into told as it refers to mummy, so it should be taken out of inverted comma. See friends, referred person can be either at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. So she told mummy that she was writing. I turns into she, am turns into was, writing remains same. My turns into his, her, that is I am writing my homework, that I turns into she, am turns into was, and writing, and my turns into his or her, as this stands for mummy. That's why out of his or her we have to take her homework. Exception rules. See friends, I already introduced a bit about this rule. If reporting verb is in simple present tense or simple future tense, then tense in the inverted comma doesn't change, but other changes take place. For example, they say we play cricket daily. Now, as you see, they say, the verb, reporting verb say is from present tense. That's why we should not change the tense. Answer, they say remains same. Conjunction, we have to take that. Other changes take place. That's why we turned into they. Play remains same. Say is also present tense. Play is also simple present tense. Cricket daily as it is. Next, he says to him, I write homework. Now says to also from simple present tense. That's why says to turns into tells. He tells him as it is. Conjunction that. I changes to he, and write changes into writes, because if subject is third person singular, that is he, she, it, we write yes or yes to the verb. In that way, tells also present, writes also present. So our sentence is correct. Homework as it is. He will say, I am fine. Now see, he will say is simple future tense as it is taken down. Conjunction that. I changes to he and changes to is. We didn't change the tense here as the rule says. Is fine. So final answer is he will say that he is fine. That is. Now friends, next see, though reporting verb is from said or said to as it is given in the assertive column. You can see there. Though reporting verb is said or said to, but sentence in the inverted comma is a universal truth. Then also tense in the inverted comma doesn't change. For example, teacher said sun rises in the east. Now reporting verb is past, but sentence is a universal truth. Everywhere this is a truth that sun rises in the east. So we should not change the tense rise into rose, but should be kept as it is, that is rises. Teacher said that sun rises in the east. Another example I gave, he said to him 2 plus 2 make 4. This way, he said to turns into told, him conjunction that 2 plus 2 make 4. Now this is also a universal truth. Thank you friends, and in next video I'll teach you remaining sentences, that is interrogative, imperative and exclamatory and optative. Thank you friends.